Introduction to Expanse, Inpatient. This video will provide a quick introduction of select Meditech Expanse topics. Let's get started. Navigating to the work list status board. Select Clinical, then PCS status board. Adding patients to my list. Click Lists to locate patients to add to your list. Select any location. Select the correct location. The default view displays 2 patients. Click the All Footer button to view the patients in the selected location. This is the view after clicking the All Footer button. Select the patient to add to your list by clicking on the patient's name cell. The entire line will highlight in green. Click the Add to My List footer button. Repeat these steps until you add each patient you wish to your list. Once you are finished adding patients to your list, click Lists from the right-hand toolbar to navigate to My List. Select My List. My List view. Notice the 3 scroll bars. 1, 2, and 3. If you have more than 2 patients on my list, you can see them by clicking the All Footer button. Search options. Search options are no longer in the footer at the bottom of the status board. Click on Lists to see search options in Expanse. In the current system, to find a patient, you would use this search. In Expanse, click Find Account to search by these fields. Status board. This is the header. This is the detail box. These are the footer buttons. This is the toolbar. The header and detail box reflect the highlighted patient. To open a chart, you may click in the blank column to the left of the patient's name, or click Open Chart in the toolbar to the right. You are defaulted to the work list when you open the chart. This box section provides access to the different panels in the EMR for viewing patient information. This box section provides a launch to the ordering routine. This box section provides access to documentation tools. The interventions on the work list display with the most overdue or next due at the top of the list. Clocks are an indicator of when interventions are due. The red time indicates past due interventions. The Now column is for documentation in current time. The clocks to the right of the Now column indicate future documentation. To document on a past due intervention, check mark the clock and select the Document Footer button. Notice the time defaults to the time that the intervention was due. If needed, edit to reflect the actual time the intervention was performed. Note the corrected time. After documenting, notice the overdue intervention is now done. Selecting the Refresh Footer button will clear the requirement for this intervention and put it in the order or next. The intervention list resorts to display the most overdue or next due intervention to the top. The clocks reflect the due time of the intervention. Documenting a few minutes prior to the due time is acceptable. To document against a clock that is later than the current time, Now column, place a check mark next to the clock and complete the documentation steps. Upon saving the documentation, the requirement is met. Document in real time by placing a check mark in the Now column. This will satisfy the requirement for past due interventions. Recalling your documentation. To recall data from your last documentation, click the Recall footer button. The diamonds allow for recall at different levels. To recall individual queries, click the diamond next to that query. The individual queries have now been recalled. To recall a particular section, click the diamond at the top of the section. This section has now been recalled. To recall the entire assessment, click the diamond at the top of the assessment. The entire assessment has now been recalled. EMR Summary Panel. The Clinical tab of the EMR Summary Panel is View Only for nursing. The medical and surgical history is entered by the provider only. Family and social history is entered by nursing from the work list. Nurses document family history and past medical history on interventions on the work list. Nursing documentation of past medical history flows over to the Patient Care panel under the History tab in the EMR. This training covered basic select topics of Meditech Expanse. You'll receive in-depth training of these and other concepts during the classroom training sessions. Thank you for your time today.